And even something simple like making the bed turned into, when I look around at my life, there's order.
Hello and welcome to my podcast, Show Up. My name is Daryl Dittmer. As someone who built financial freedom from scratch, I understand what's possible, as there was a time when I thought I had only a life of mediocrity ahead of me. Drinking, drugs, and zero confidence plagued me. The one thing that changed my life is when I decided to do things differently and give success a chance. And I don't just mean financial success, I mean life success. I started to show up to my life and my career, and one step after another provided me the life I never thought possible. At any age, life begins to change when you start to show up. Welcome to my podcast.
Motivation is not something to rely on in this life to get you to do things and to reasonably move your life forward. When I was younger, I used to think about motivation and I'm motivated to do this and I'm motivated to do that and I'm motivated to go to the gym or I'm motivated to make those sales calls or whatever it is. And it's like, well, if I have to rely on, when I feel like it, or I have to make myself feel like it, it's pretty useless. It might work for a little while, but is there something else that I can do that's going to help move my life forward and really move my life forward rather than, I feel like it, so I'm going to do it today. Or, I don't feel like it, I'm not motivated, so I'm not going to do it today. What drives life forward is your habits. And I've heard people talk about it in terms of discipline. I've heard people talk about it like, I don't like the word discipline. I want to call it, ritual or whatever. It doesn't really matter what you call it, but I will say this, you have to get your shit together and you have to set up daily things to do so that you're not relying on when you feel like it and when you don't feel like it, because that just creates inconsistency. And the key to success in this life, and one of them, a big one, maybe the biggest one, is consistency. And what are you doing every single day? Or in my case, I'm a defiant dude, so I'll do it 6 days a week because I want to allow myself a day off. And some things I allow myself 2 days off, but you get the point. The point is to be consistent, and not so much where you do it so often that you have to, at some point take a break because you're toast. You are consistent because, and allow yourself a little time off, because that's how to move the whole thing forward. The whole thing meaning your life. And so I'll tell you a couple things that I do that aren't motivation oriented. I don't know when the last time is that I've used motivation in my life. It's been a long time because I haven't had to. And not that I always feel like it, because there are days when I don't feel like doing stuff, but maybe I do a slimmed down version of it. Maybe I do a truncated version of it. But here's a few things that I do basically every single day. And then, that 1 day or 2 days I allow myself a little bit of time off. But make the bed every single day. Simple? Yeah. But until you've developed that habit, there's something in your life that isn't done. And it's a little messed up. And, you can call it feng shui, you can call it whatever you want, but having that order in your life, the first thing after you get up and walking back into your bedroom, seeing a made bed as opposed to an unmade bed makes a difference. I meditate daily. I have a breath work practice that I do daily. I exercise daily. I am grateful, and I practice gratitude daily. And these things are absolutely critical to my level of peace of mind, my feeling about just that contentment or that fulfillment that I have in my life contributes. These habits contribute to that contentment and that fulfillment. My health, if there's not some sort of protocol or discipline or ritual or habit or whatever you want to call it in life, you're going to be at the whim of inconsistency. So inconsistency would look like this. I eat McDonald's 2 days a week and I know I'm gaining weight and I eat a lot of sugar and I eat a lot of processed foods and these are things that I eat right, but I might do it 1 or 2 days a week and so you're overcoming the good practices 1 or 2 days a week with the not so good practices, and so your health is going to suffer. And that's just the way it is. There's nothing anybody's going to do about that. Wishing it away, I'm motivated to eat right this week, but then for the next 4 weeks I eat like crap. Doesn't work, can't work. So implementing those things, and I can tell you, it feels significantly better to have set up the daily habits, rituals, disciplines, and taking the time to do those things consistently over time. It is so much easier than relying on something as whimsical and just up and down as motivation. So the disciplines are key, whatever those disciplines are for you, but look at the things in your life that maybe not feeling so good. Maybe there's things that you're just really struggling with, and start with one thing. Start with one, part of your life. Maybe it's peace of mind. For me, peace of mind was a big one. There was a time in my life where I felt basically zero peace of mind. And here's what I did. Number one, I wrote, and I didn't write books. I didn't write anything, magical or beautiful or, anything like that. I just wrote. I just pulled out a yellow legal pad and I just wrote because I needed to get it out of me. And I did that consistently until I started to feel some relief. And then I investigated things like meditation. And for years, I tried, but I wasn't good at it. Whatever good at meditation means, it really doesn't mean much anymore to be good at meditation. You just do it. But that's what I tried to do. I tried to be good at it, but at least I was trying. And then I found a meditation technique and a meditation teacher after looking around, and I found something that worked, and it still works today, many years and even decades later. And then I wanted more. I wanted more of that peace of mind. So I looked into breathwork, and a friend of mine did breathwork and taught me breathwork and taught my wife breathwork. And so that, we implemented that into our day. And that made a huge difference in terms of peace of mind. And even something simple like making the bed turned into, when I look around at my life, there's order. And making my bed contributes to that order. Because there's enough chaos in life to where, not to say that there aren't times when I don't have peace of mind, because if something really crappy happens, like someone dies or something bad happens or whatever, I can lose that peace of mind. But I also know that that once I get back to my habits, and if I do my habits through that difficult time and through that time where I don't have peace of mind, things click back in and I start to feel that peace of mind again. There was a time when I had a hole in my chest the size of Albuquerque, and I don't have that anymore. And I have consistent peace of mind and consistent contentment. The only reason that I do is because I didn't at one point, and because I needed to investigate at one point, and I needed to expand my belief system at one point in terms of what was possible. And so as I did that work, I found things that contributed to my life in a positive way, and I would collect those things and I would implement those things, and it turned into peace of mind. So you can apply that to health, you can apply that to meaning or purpose, you can apply it to just waking up every day and feeling good about life, and what do you need to do to accomplish that? And these days, all of the information is out there in terms of what to do. You don't have to go to a library. You know, I'm old enough. I had to go figure out things in a different way. I couldn't just look at my phone. I couldn't just ask my phone a question and get an answer. So it's a lot easier these days to get the information. The hard part is taking the responsibility to set up those habits and set up those systems for yourself and set up those disciplines and change. So don't rely on motivation. It doesn't matter whether or not you feel like it. It matters whether or not you do it. And if you do it, and if you continue to keep trying, life will get a hell of a lot better and fairly quickly, which is a cool thing. And the fairly quickly will hinge on your level of consistency.
Thank you for joining us on the Show Up podcast. To learn more about me, my coaching, or my books, please feel free to visit my website, DarylDittmer.com. DarylDittmer.com. Thank you.